All right, so when you open up Premiere, you're gonna have opportunity to change it and have all the things that you end up using. So if I use effects, I use my audio mixers and so on if I want to click them. I can click all of them, but then it opens up a whole crazy layout. You go up here to workspace, so you can hit all panels, and it's going to give you all kinds of options. See how it's like thinking. It's like, so I have like history, I have all these things, I have this. It makes my layout hard to look at. So if I go to workspace, I use editing. Editing brings it back to, I have a player side, recorder side, my timeline, and my bin. Your bin is like your closet. You're going to put all your video in here. So
makes it easier.
Yeah. So anything that I want to work on, I want to work on the timeline, I click on it. See how it illuminates the window?
Yeah.
So here on my bin, I'm going to go up to File. I clicked on it. I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to go to Import. I'm going to bring in some video that's on my desktop. So I go to Desktop. Now this is a Mac. So if you're on a PC, it's something different. So let's just say.
Yes, desktop.
Yeah. So let's just say there's a picture of my dad. So I'm gonna import just the picture, and I import it. It's gonna bring it into my bin. So there's my picture of my dad. I double click on it. Boom, there's my dad. If I want to bring it onto the timeline, nothing's here yet. I can't play anything. So I'm just gonna drag it and drop it onto my timeline. And now I started my timeline. It's like, hey, I need more stuff in my bin, my closet, right? So now I'm gonna go to import and see what else is on my desktop. So my desktop, let's see, let's find old school music. So let's just put in some wild things. So now I got music on my desktop, so I'm gonna import some music to my project. So there's my music on there. I double click on it, there's my music. So I got some music on there. So now I'm like, okay, I got music, I got one picture, so I'm gonna go back to import. I'm gonna bring in, maybe let's see some video that's on there. I'm gonna go to desktop. Let's see, here's my Hawk Talk rally. Let's see, there's music. I don't know what's on here. Let's see. All right, so here's some video that I have. It's old. All right, so here's some sheriff. Here's a video I did for the sheriff department. So there's a whole bunch of video and stuff that I have, right? So I have video. So let's just say I'm going to use this part. Let's say that this is what you're talking about, Robert. So I'm going to do my endpoint. So I could do endpoint here or there. I'm going to do endpoint on my keyboard. So I put an I for endpoint.
Hello, I'm Fresno County Sheriff Margaret Mims. Fresno County has a very diverse population of approximately 1 million people.
All right, there's my out point. I hit spacebar to stop it. So now that's where I want her to stop talking. I'm gonna hit my out point. So now I have an in and out point right there. I'm gonna click on the image, or I could hit Y, which I've set up on my keyboard ahead of time. But I'm gonna click on this image, and I'm gonna drag. As you can see, it has an audio or a video and an audio file. There's 2 files for every video thing, if there's audio part of it. So I dropped it right there. So there she is. And then there's my dad. There's a picture of my dad. So let's just say as she's talking.
Hello, I'm Fresno County Sheriff Margaret Mims. Fresno County.
I'll make it bigger so you can see it. So let's just say I want to see the picture, like allegedly, of Robert being hit by the ball. And this is the video that I want to use. So now I'm just going to drag it wherever I want it to. On top, it's layers. Everything's on layers.
I'm Fresno County Sheriff Margaret Mims. Fresno County has a very diverse population of approximately 1 million people.
And that's it.
Okay.
So if I wanted to add music to it, I'd find a shot and...
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So I wanted to say right after Tomo talks, right here's the beat, in point. So I'm gonna hit my out point there just to get it on there. I'm gonna drag either this or this. I just want the audio file. I'm gonna drag this to the bottom. If you notice, there's a thick line across that say video 1 and A1, A2, A3.
Audio below,
yes,
video above.
Anything above is gonna be video. I cannot, see how I can't drag audio above that line?
Yeah.
See how it disappears?
Yeah.
Because there's no video for that. So now I'm gonna tag it to the end of it. I'm gonna move this all over to the left, bring it to the beginning. So now I'm gonna get a little creative here, and I'm only gonna move I'm only going to move the part where.
Hello, I'm Fresno County Sheriff Margaret Mims.
So now see the song stopped. So
Yeah.
what I do is, see how this side of the line, see how there says arrow?
Yeah.
Let's make it bigger. So the audio stops right there. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist because I have all of this to play with. So because the line goes, there's an arrow that goes left or this way right. This way I'm going to click on it because I want to pull this. I'm going to click on it and hold it. I'm going to pull it and let's see what it does. It's pulling the audio wherever I want. And you're like, hey James, how come it's going that far? Because it knows it has all of this to play with. I can bring it to there and be like, I need more. I'm going to bring it over here. Same with this.
So it plays more of the song?
It plays more because you have all of this to play with. It's in here. It's in the bin. If I cut this, let's just say I want to cut it, and I hit cut, whatever, and then I hit my tool, and I'm like, that one I don't want it. Delete. This one. I could even delete that one if I wanted to. But you're like, but you already cut it. If I click on this again, I drag it again. It exists. It doesn't disappear because it's as long as it's in here. So if I deleted this file or any of these files, this is going to say, no, you don't have it anymore, bro. It's gone. So it's not gonna work because you don't have it in your closet.
So just make sure you keep everything in the bin.
Everything in there that you want. So if you have your graphics, your music, your intros, and everything in there, as long as they're in there to stay in there, then you can always play with them, manipulate them, or whatever it is.
Okay.
And so here's the.
Hello, I'm Fresno County Sheriff Margaret Mims. Fresno County has a...
So you just go with the flow. So if you were going to add, and I just click on it, delete it. Say, I don't want my dad's picture in the mirror. I click on it, delete it. But I go back to it, and it's still there. I can drop it right there and bring it back.
So just grab from this box and drop in there.
And
store it in there.
Storage. That's your storage.
Drag it there, then go there. Can I
This-
drag straight from here to there?
You can. Yeah, I can drag.
So why
from
go
here,
up?
Just so you can see it.
Oh.
So you can know what you're doing. Because right now you don't know if this is that it? I don't know. Well, the only way you're gonna know is if you highlight over it.
It's too late.
Yeah. But I mean, you can just delete and start over.
Got it.
Because everything exists here. I can't do anything unless I bring it into my closet, this bin.
Okay.
So, and then once you get into this point, then you could get creative and be like, hey, I want to black and white that. I want to do this. And that's a whole other layer of like, okay, I want to put in black and white.
You just type it in?
Yeah, in the search engine. And what I do is actually I go to effects in this one. So I'm going to hit black and white. See what's giving me all the pre-recorded or but it has to kind of match what effects it has available.
Okay.
So if I go to video effects, and so this is all just, I'd have to play with this to kind of remember what it was. But a lot of it is, you'd have to find what it is. And it's sometimes called black and white. Sometimes it's called, right here. See how it says black and white?
Yeah.
So I would just click on this, drag this over her. Now look, she's black and white.
Oh, nice.
And then it's like, okay, what if I only wanted her to, now you get into detail editing. And so now she's black and white. So if how do I take that off? Apple Z, I could take it off, but I go into effects, and then it's going to show me the area where my black and white is, which is, but I could actually have made it fade into black and fade out to white and so on and stuff like that. So,
Right.
So anyways, but for what you're wanting to do, so I just deleted all that, right? You're like, oh shoot, it's gone. I hit Apple Z, 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 and it brings it all back. I can undo everything I've done up to 10 or 15.
What if I don't have an Apple on my keyboard?
So the effects, you'd have to find out, like window. You'd have to find out what your controls are. It's up and 5. Like,
Okay.
Whatever it is, you'd have to know what those shortcuts are. So if you, and if you go into Windows, file, I think it's Premiere Preferences, and then you would go into your keyboard settings, right here, keyboard shortcuts, and it's going to tell you all your shortcuts and what they do.
Okay.
So you would just
Got
know, like, okay, A this, A that, whatever, fast, shuttle left, shuttle right, stop, or the J, K, and L, and so on. So you just got to know and play with it to know what they are. I know if this is not your layout, but as far as what you're doing, so let's just say this was your podcast type thing. You lay it down, and then you have it all there, and then you just have, it's like, hey, I need to find. I'm gonna click on that. That's the image of the video of the baseball thing. I'm gonna layer it right there where I start talking about it.
Fresno County Sheriff Margaret Mims.
You're not messing with the audio. You're covering the video, and you layer it. What happens if you go over it? You're like, oh shoot, I went on top of it. Yeah, it deletes it. But did it really take it away? No, I could just drag that and bring it back. So, and I could join these if I wanted to.
Got it.
So yeah, it's just layering. All they are, you have 99 layers of audio and 99 layers of video. So I could put, this.
You can put 97 more because you have 2.
Yep.